So part two, I'm new to technology. I have outdated equipment. I have a great camera, by the way, Canon, but too bad it just doesn't have a way where I can connect it to my laptop and I can record that way. There probably is, but dude, I'm the kind of person who can build you a shack in the woods, the cabin in the woods. You know, just I'm an outdoorsy dude. That's the truth. And a lot of my ideas and imagination is from me just being out in the woods, and that's why I make these videos, because I have these thoughts, these visions, this imagination. Just, I have golden imagination. I love the hell out of my imagination, man. And it really stinks that I can't share this with anyone. Back in the past, I didn't want to share it because I didn't want anyone stealing my ideas, because I'm just not knowledgeable with how to make my ideas like real without any knowledge. It's difficult. And also difficult when you used to just party all the time. In the past, it is what it is. Anyways, I was talking about making games more affordable. Pretty much the unpopular opinion. I like money. Games should cost as much as the amount of work that was put in. But I watched a lot of GDC videos so I can polish my ideas, try to find out how to articulate them. I'm not a talking kind of guy. I'm sorry. I'm doing. Anyways, I found out that no one just listens to fucking ideas. You have to have vertical slices, and you gotta be a game dev yourself, and and that's actually legitimate. That's pretty fair. I cannot complain with that logic, but it really is a bummer, man. So I decided several years ago that I need to do something about what's in here. I need to bring it out. And I thought, what if I just said the right thing and someone was just like, oh, that's the like piece of information I needed to complete the game that I'm making. And then we have like the next like best game out there, all because I didn't hoard this idea. Like, I can change the world with my voice, essentially. And so that's why I'm making these videos. So would it be better all on one? Like, we don't have disc anymore, but in theory, we're like all these game modes all on one a unified program or disc. I think so. I just think it would also be work to break it down in half as well. Having a Naruto mode and a Sasuke mode, just like there's Pokemon Red and then there's Pokemon Blue, it's like it. That in its own is really awesome and unique. But what makes really, like, for example, Pokemon unique is there's certain things you just can't get on the one that you have that the other one does get, and that's what makes those that direction special, pretty cool. I just can't think of, like, maybe make it one game more combat related, and then it's just like one more battle royale. It's just, I don't think, it's just incomplete when you separate it. So my opinion is it all together. But I would like to hear what you think. What do you think? Um, put put a comment down. Give me a thumbs up. Every thumbs up and comment you give me helps me grow hair on my chest. Okay. Um, Trust me, if you thumbs up and you leave a comment, it'll be worth it because there's nothing going on under here. So I pretty much gave you the rough idea of how I see the game. One of the issues I was currently having, let me pull something up. I do everything on paper because I just like the feel. So whenever I was thinking about customizing your character and charts and stuff like that, I created what was the 4 pillars of Shinobi. So the first set are skills like Taijutsu, Ninjutsu, Genjutsu, Medical Ninjutsu. Then you have your element signatures, which each element was associated with a type of strength, like whether it was attack strength, defense strength, speed, stamina, counter, like being able to move. And then I have the chakra, which is the yin yang chakra, and then the amount of chakra, your reserves, and your control of how well you control it. And then I had the 6 senses, and the last sense is not paranormal in any ways. Sight, hearing, smelling, taste, touch, and intelligence. So there are 4 different categories, and what was great about this is that there were just so many possibilities of how someone could create a character, meaning you can go out and meet someone with very unique skills and qualities and traits. The problem that came from this was when I started thinking about how would I do characters on battle mode. If you wanted to fight as Shikamaru, right, and we'll say someone chose Choji, how does that add up? So by going off of the 4 pillars that I created on the skills list, you had 20 points where you can put down on any of those skills. 15 on element, 10 on chakra, 10 on senses. And it works out that way, but it doesn't work out that way whenever you start playing with the actual characters from the Naruto universe. Because embarrassing. Okay. So going through the data books, right? So how the data is in the books compared to, or the mangas, compared to what I made are different. So what I needed to do is get what's in, what's official, and convert it into what I have. Well, there are characters that are extremely similar, like Shino and Shikamaru. They're both smart, but Shikamaru's smarter, but they're both just like as strong, right? So when I'm going through my skills, and I have 7 skills that you choose from, and you have 20 skill points, whenever I'm making a class for Shikamaru and Shino, they're really identical. What happens is a lot of these skill points go to the same skills that they have. Like they share the same skills. And there are open columns that they don't use. So what happens is like these points are forced to be allocated in a limited amount of skills, which then all the characters end up becoming the same. They're not unique. And it took me a while to think about it. Like, what do I do? Where do I cap the points at, right? But even if I cap the points, do I lower the points? Do I add more? Because if you get Shikamaru and then Choji is physically stronger, but Choji also doesn't have a lot of skills that Shikamaru doesn't have. So a lot of the points get put in the same point slot, and it makes no sense. And so I had to think about it really hard, like how would I make this work, right? And I thought of a solution. And instead of 4 pillars, we'll do 2 pillars. Kind of like a Freemason thing, like a little black and white going on. You know what I'm saying? By putting skills and senses together, it's definitely a external interaction. It's my punching ability and my ability to hear things. It's external, it's really external, right? And then by adding element and chakra together, because you know your element is like a type of chakra signature, right? By putting those together, then you're able to still put your points wherever you want. But now what happens is when you create Choji and you create Shino or Shikamaru or Ino, that the points get spaced out in different places more now. It becomes more balanced. And what's great about this is because I wanted these senses, I wanted it to be ninja related, not just fighting. So when you think of ninja, you think of stealth, right? And I was thinking, okay, combat and utility. So that's what the senses skills were. Like your sight is, if you, for example, Nenji being a Hyuga, by having just better eyesight, you know, you can see farther, things like that. Your dojutsus are enhanced. Hearing makes you more resistant to genjutsus that are sound based, you know, or you can hear your opponents creeping in on you. You might not be able to see them, you might not be able to smell them, but you'll be able to hear them. Smelling. You know, maybe you take on a mission and it's just like you need to find this indigo lotus that floats out in this lotus pond, and in this lotus pond there's like millions of freaking lotuses, and they're all different colors, but you need to find one specific color because it's for like a medical supplement, right? So having great eyesight helps you like find that specific color faster, or being able to smell things better. You'll be like, so you receive the little lotus that they have, and you're like, okay, I recognize the smell. Definitely like a Kiba build, right? And then you go there and you're just kind of like smelling around, and you're just like, I smell it, it's faint, the wind is blowing this way, and it'll give a hint, like like an in-game hint, like, oh, the wind is coming towards me, and I smell it, so it's definitely up there somewhere, right? Taste. When you're Choji, you know, he eats food and that's like his way of maintaining chakra, right? So you eat an apple, you get 5 health points, but if you have high taste, you know, it would be like 15. When it comes to like poisons, originally I was thinking if you have strong taste and if you have a poison, then you should be affected by the poison even more, because I'm psychotic like that. But you know, make it more of a pro. So by having like taste of foods that are poisonous, which dropping maybe certain moves, like certain combos and certain damages. We'll say when someone guards, if in that guard breaks, you know, it kind of there's this like woozy kind of effect going on. When you're doing the combos and then you like really just lay one on them, you know, you lay a haymaker and just like shit falls out of them, you know, kind of like a lot of games where you hit it and whoop, and then oh, there's money, right? So maybe like increasing the chances of something falling, right? Maybe an apple has poison in it, so you try to take something from them. Maybe you try taking a kunai, but the kunai is laced with poison, you know, just by skin touch, something, right? And I was thinking, just that's where my mind was thinking. But I thought it should be more pro related, meaning the supplement item should boost your health more, right? Then you have touch, which is like sensing the chakra around you is more intuitive. It's not like I can't see it. It's not like I can't smell it. I just feel something, like something up. Or someone who has a lot of chakra but has poor chakra control, you can sense them better. But someone who has a great amount of chakra control in relation, they can be like, okay, I sense someone's chakra signature. It feels like it's 20 yards away. But in reality, this person might be mega OP and might be 100 miles away. Right? So that's kind of how I saw touch. And then intelligence would be sort of like a handicap. All the data is compiled, and whoever has the highest intelligence, whoever's leading your group, goes, I want you to fight this person to fight this. It just increases your chances of what is actually best for you to fight. The way I see that is maybe your character has a red little circle under him, indicating that's your player, and then the enemy that you are fighting will have like a red circle. It doesn't mean you have to fight them, but it gives you an idea of who you should be focused on, the target. Whenever you're going through temples and dungeons and all this, and maybe there's a lever, a little step thing, a little rope, and a candle, and for some reason a little puzzle, and then you need to do all this and that to fill up a bottle of water for the thing to activate, and then you find treasure. So intelligence just helps you get through things, avoid obstacles, kind of identify like what you're supposed to do in this temple. One second. I remember playing Prince of Persia for old Xbox, and I got to this certain point, and it was really early in the game. It was after this boat fight, and then I was walking around, and then I get to this cliff area, and I'm trying to find out, how do I get out of this area? Do I have to climb the rocks? What do I do? And I didn't fucking play it. I was younger, couldn't really figure it out. But sometimes you get to these certain points and you're just like, what do I do, right? And there were game guides back then. Now it's more word of mouth. I've been watching streamers to kind of just help you get through things in a game. So having an intelligence skill, just giving hints just to help you stimulate your mind a bit. The senses paired up with ninjutsu, because ninjutsu is like stealth but also doing things like fireballs. Those paired together, you get multipliers. It's more of a utility build. So whenever you're trying to rescue a princess and you don't want to be caught and you want to just have a general awareness of your environment, you have a bunch of senses. So you mix up senses with skills, so that means there's all these 7 skills and then 6 senses, and you only have 30 points. And then I'm thinking that the max cap would be 8 points per skill. So just putting it 8 on 8 is 16. You're already looking at 14 points left. So you can either go combat, you can either go utility, you can do balance. When you think of Shikamaru, Choji, and Ino, they have a great balance of strength and utility. They're not like too combat related, but because of their specific skills and how they use them, they become really resourceful in combat. They're an extreme strategic team. They work together their success is in a unit, in a group. While some characters, they're good in groups, but they're also they can take care of business on their own. So that was the issue that I was coming up with. So what do you think? Should there still be the 4 pillars, or should it be broken down to 2? Or should it be both? Whenever you're creating your character, you'd have your 4 pillars, but whenever it comes to like, I don't know. What do you think? You tell me. I don't know what I'm talking about. You tell me. I think it would be cooler, but cooler doesn't always mean better, to have the 4 pillars. But by breaking it down into 2, I think it's the wisest and smarter. Why? I honestly don't know, but one thing I do know is I trust my gut. But I would like to hear your opinion. What do you think? Your character, 4 pillars, but when it comes to everything else, be how everyone else is built, character selection wise, be 2. I don't know. Also, Battle Royale mode. If there was so there's this, you know how there's different types of Battle Royales, 50 versus 50, 4 versus whatever, 2 duos, trios. There's this one that I thought was really cool, where the character you get is randomized. You drop down and everyone has a random character. Every character that you beat, you unlock. Say you're going around and you beat a person with who has the Madara character. You get like a Madara point, and you can put that into your well, for now, just say that Madara point. And you beat this person, you get that point. And then in the end, you win. When you win in a battle royale with that random character, you get an awesome skin, like a dope ass skin that says that you won battle royale mode with this character. Now let's go to multiplayer or battle mode. So I was thinking of some type of tier system, because obviously there are just some characters that are built stronger than the others, because Shikamaru is not going to be able to withstand against Itachi. When we start building these characters like this, see, the other games, the characters had their unique fighting styles, and then you had to learn the combos. But they have their unique fighting styles, their combos, but they also have their own strengths and weaknesses, and they are bold weaknesses. While on the other fighting games, the characters, it's a weakness, but it's also a window opportunity, but the other person has a window opportunity also. But if one person's not good at combat and more good at intel gathering and evading, there's a very big difference with skills, right? So how do we balance that? Well, the more points that you get, you can use these points to, not just in battle royale, but just multiplayer, casual mode. You can upgrade your character, so you can get it from a D tier to a C tier to a B tier to A tier to S tier, double S, triple S. And I was thinking that it's bad when I think about this, but a package where you spend $20 and you get 20 points to spend on a person, pay to win type shit. It doesn't even have to be pay to win. There can be other ways of unlocking these points, right? But maybe you have to spend a good amount of points to upgrade a specific character. And then you just get different tiers. But if you fight and you win, you get more EXP that way. But if you use points, you get less. So let's just say when you go from D tier to C tier without the points, we'll say the stat bar is in bright green. And we'll say that it gained an additional 15 points. But if you use the points, then a quick upgrade, it'll be 10 instead of 15 because you're trying to upgrade it quicker, right? And it's blue. So from D to triple S, so D to C, C to B, C to B to A, S, double S. So that's 6 times 6, that's 36. Oh no, why would I do 6? 15, it'd be 15 times 6, which would be 90. And then compared to the 10, which would be 60, that is, right, because 10 and 6 would be 60, and 15 and 6, yeah. So there'd be a big gap of like how strong that character actually is if you win with skill instead of quick leveling up. Those were just things that I was thinking of recently. I would like to hear what you think. I am going to go through what you would find in the game, how you would level up in the next video. I have a PowerPoint that I made, and I believe that that will be the approach that I make. I'll make a video of the PowerPoint and post it instead of a recording. Anyways, I'm new. Please give me support. I would love to hear your opinions. Thank you.